Hello, hello. Welcome to day 5 of the Create the Network You Need to Get Promoted Challenge. I am your host, Anita Miller, and I'm excited for day 5. We are going to wrap up today with talking about how do you prepare for your networking meetings. Okay, so real quick, if you've just joined us, make sure you go back and watch day 1 through day 4. Day 1, we talked about kind of mastering your mindset and creating your goals so that you can be strategic with getting promoted. Day 2, we talked about who could help you get to the destination, whether that is grow your business, whether that is grow your career, who can help you get there. Day 3 and day 4, we crafted the notes so that you can initiate contact. And on day 4, we sent that message out so that we can start to make connections with the people who can help us get to where we want to go. All roads to success include people, y'all. So you do need to make an effort to reach out to people and do it consistently. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be for long periods. But if you make it a part of your routine, it will become more natural to you and you won't even have to think about it. I've networked with several people this week. I've gone to a networking event and I reached out to others. It can be as simple as just responding to someone that you follow, whether it's LinkedIn or on Instagram or wherever, and just liking their message, just showing support, saying congratulations on that promotion. I'm so proud of you. Whatever that may be, those little small touch points is what takes something from just someone you know to someone you having a connection with, and therefore someone you can have a relationship with that is mutually beneficial and that you can leverage in the future. All right. So let's get into day 5. For day 5, we are going to prepare for our meeting, and I'm going to provide you with a structured outline template to help you prepare, to help you organize your thoughts, and make sure that you feel confident and comfortable in your networking meeting. Now, step 1, make sure you have and you know the meeting details. Now, I know that that seems like a no-brainer, but I lost the earring, y'all. Lost my earring. It's okay. Step 1, meeting details. I know that that seems like, okay, of course I have the meeting details, but with us being so busy today, make sure that you understand and you are fully aware that you check the place where you keep meeting details. So your calendar for the date and time, you know how you're going to connect. If that means that you need to walk over to the local Starbucks, make sure you reserve time to walk over there. So no back-to-back meetings in that case. If you are showing up virtually and you're having a virtual coffee chat, you want to make sure that your camera's working, that you got good lighting, that you are ready, your internet is good, and all the things, and you want to know how long it is. You want to save yourself at least 10 to 15 minutes on the front end and 10 to 15 minutes on the back end to make sure you can adequately be prepared so that you can manage your nerves, you can have all the things, and that you can show up on time and ready. All right, step 2, your background research. Now, on day 2, we did a little bit of background research. You are going to take this information into the conversation. So making sure you know the name of the person. If you are unsure about how to say the name, go ask somebody. Go look them up. Make sure you say their name correctly. Make sure you have some understanding of their past experiences and achievements, any personal interests that they may have, any mutual connections or common grounds, any recent public appearances or publications are all places that you can do conversation starters with, including the weather, kids, all of the normal things that come to mind. Step 3, meeting objective. What is the primary goal? So what is the main outcome you wish to achieve from this meeting? And then, do you have a secondary goal? So list any additional outcomes you hope to achieve. So if your primary goal for the first one is just to see if we have a connection, and then if we do have a connection, can I get, a quarterly meeting with them? Or can I schedule some more time to talk to them? Might be a secondary goal, right? So you want to be clear about what that is. The goal for a very first meeting is to see if there is connection, if there is mutual or common ground. It is not to ask for something. not to ask for something, especially something like, hey, can you be my mentor? Hey, can you help me get promoted? That's not how the conversation or the process works. It's to see if there's flow, if there is something for you to work with. And sometimes we have to have more than one meeting to determine that. But this is how relationships are built. All right, so step 1, meeting details. Step 2, background research. Step 3, meeting objectives. Step 4, topics you would like to discuss. So now that we know the goal, if we're being strategic, from that goal, we're going to decide how we want the conversation to flow. See, the thing about being strategic is that we're not in there and we're just not going to like wait to see what happens. We're going to ask questions that could possibly lead to the place and answers that we're looking for, right? So some key pointers for topics of conversations. Introductions, of course, key questions. So you can list specific questions that you've prepared on your research, any insight questions related to their experience and expertise. You can ask advice questions, but I'm going to caution you to that when you ask advice questions, you want them to be high level, and you want them to be open-ended, not yes or no, and you don't want to go down a path too deep in the first meeting. So it would be like us going on a first date and you wanted to know my social security number, right? Like, you're gonna look at somebody crazy. Same concept applies here. The same rules apply here. Like, this is the first time you're meeting someone and you're just trying to feel them out. You're trying to see if this is someone that you want to see again, that has information that might be useful to you, that has relationships that might be useful for you. So this is like no different than an interview or a first date. And then discussion points. Are there any major topics you want to discuss, including any ideas or proposals that you want to present? You can, again, do this at a high level. I was thinking about, or I had some ideas around, love to know your thoughts. Not, I think that your team should do this. We want to keep the conversation high level, intentional, and positive. And then you can always share personal aspects of you that you are comfortable with sharing. You can make the mundane sound super personal if you provide the right level of detail around that, right? So you can know that I'm married, I have 2 kids, that my son is a junior, that he has a pretty good GPA, and that he wants to major in computer science. But I still didn't tell you that I homeschool him. And I'm not going to tell you that I homeschool him because you're going to have questions about that. And you want to know how I do that and come to work for you every day. And see how you get in my business? So I'm not going to share that piece. But you see how I told you a lot and you feel like you get to know me? Discernment. Okay? And then step 5, expected challenges or concerns. I want you to, until you get versed in it, to stay away from sensitive topics. I know I don't have to say stay away from politics, but sensitive topics include things that could trigger political things, nomenclature in today's environment. So I'm going to caution you to stay away from DEI topics unless you're talking about to someone about DEI who's in DEI and you know that they are pro DEI. Hands down, not performative DEI, like they're really into it, okay? I want you to stay away from topics that could be triggering, that could lead into someone getting to know more about you than you're ready to share without you even giving any preface for your views, for you even being able to control the messaging around your views. So there's nothing wrong with your views. I'm saying, do you want your views to be known or told in that first meeting? And is that aligned with your goals and objectives for the meeting? All right, so we talked a little bit about desired outcomes. So you have your goals, Then we have step 6, desired outcomes. So make sure that if there are any action items coming out of that meeting, if they referred you to someone else, if there was some good nuggets that you took away, you kind of make a note of those, because before you leave, you want to say, thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying blah, blah, blah. Or I really appreciate you being willing to meet with me again. Or I really appreciate you taking your time to meet with me. I would love to meet again. I really appreciate when you said blah, 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 because people like to be appreciated. It is human nature. And it's also a means by which to connect. Now, whatever you say, it needs to be authentic. So that's why I gave you multiple options for how to end and wrap up the conversation, because it does need to be authentic. If you felt like this wasn't your people, then you can, at least I hope, genuinely say, I appreciate your time. Right? Because they didn't have to take their time. And even if they're not a connect or a good fit for you, we can appreciate people being willing to spend time with us, their time, and making room for us in their lives and in their work life. And then step 7, follow up, follow up, follow up. Sis, I need you to follow up. Even if this isn't someone that you want to meet with again, you are going to need to follow up with a thank you message. Again, summarizing the things that I said in step 6 on how to close out the conversation, right? You're going to put that in writing. If there are plans to stay in touch and you guys walk away agreeing that you can meet monthly or at least meet one more time, you want to walk away and immediately get those things done and scheduled. Because the longer you wait, the more likely I am to forget about you, and the more likely you will not be a priority. It's nothing personal, but life be life in. Okay? So you want to follow up, and you want to make time, if possible, to leave your calendar blank or reserve time to follow up immediately after the meeting. So that means putting the next meeting on the calendar. That means sending a thank you note. That means doing whatever action items came from that meeting. Okay? So here's the outline again. You're going to make sure that you know and understand the meeting details. Then you're going to make sure that you have completed your background research on the person, that you know things about them that you can take into the conversations, that say you did your homework, that you know something about them, that you are genuinely interested. You just don't want them for something. Then you're going to make sure you understand your meeting objectives. What is it that you want to get out of this meeting? That will help you then determine topics of discussion. Now that we have these topics of discussion, things that we want to talk about, we can think about what might come up. And do I want to say that? It will allow you the opportunity to play the conversation out in your head based on what you want to discuss. And then you want to make sure that you take any action items and that you adequately close out the meeting knowing what's next. And once you do that, you're going to follow up. All the conversation, me remembering you, all the things were for naught, whether you want to meet with the person again or not, if you do not follow up. So follow up is almost as important as initiating contact, right? Think of them as bookends. To get it started or to keep the book up and to set it up, you need to initiate contact. To keep the relationship going and to hold it in place, you have to follow up. Bookends. All right. So you got that? I'm wanting you to feel comfortable and confident about walking into those conversations. And then from here, you're really going to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You're going to start back over with step 1 and you're going to do it again and get it going. So with that, congratulations. You have made it to the end, day 5 of the Create Your Network to Get Promoted Challenge. You have taken some tremendous steps this week, and I am so proud of you. You are on your way to securing promotions, growth, and everything that you deserve and taking your career up a notch. So before we go, I want to share a quick story with you. A few years ago, I worked with a woman, and her name is Jasmine. Jasmine was incredibly talented, yet, like many of us, she found herself stuck in the same role for years, watching peers around her climb the ladder while she was just kind of stuck in place. She knew she deserved more, but something was missing, and she was frustrated about it. What she needed was the right support system, the right strategies, and the right network. That's when Jasmine came to work with me inside of Confident Woman Lead. And within months, I promise you, within months, she saw a transformation. She gained the confidence that she needed to navigate office politics because that is a thing, the skills to communicate her value effectively, as well as build out a powerful network, not just of like minded women in our community, but within her organization. So even though at the time she came to me, she didn't think that she could get promoted or move around in her organization. After working with me, she was able to do that. So today, Jasmine is not just in a higher position, but she is a leader in her field. And I'm not going to tell y'all what field because that's her business. She is mentoring others and she continues to break barriers. That's how powerful the work we do inside of Confident Woman Lead is. And let me be clear, Jasmine's story isn't unique. Many of you are also in the same boat. I've been in that boat where you have all this potential, but you're not sure how to transform it. You're not sure how to navigate the workplace. You're not sure that you can do it because of all the noise that's taking place around you. I am sure I can teach you how to channel it into success. And that is where Confident Woman Lead and our $49 a month Impact Collective membership program comes in. It is your secret weapon, sis. So imagine what you know today, and you know that the other folks know something that you don't know. You know what that is? It's proven strategies. It's their playbook. It's how to overcome the systemic barriers that's been put in place. It's community. Community has never been more important than the chapter of our lives and work and as a country that we are about to go into. Community says is what's going to hold you up, is what's going to get you through, it's what's going to help you succeed. I promise. And then practical tools and resources to elevate your leadership skills, those soft skills, your communication skills, your ability to build relationships that move you forward. And so I want you to know that when I tell you that Confident Woman Lead is a game changer, it's a game changer. You deserve to be in rooms where decisions are made. And what I like to say about that is, I am not here to empower you, EMPOWER. I'm not here to do that because, see, that's taking passive action and that's waiting for somebody to give you permission. We're not there. I am here to help you be in power. INPOWER. In power. In positions where your voice is heard, in positions where you get to make decisions, in positions where people recognize you not just for the work that you do, but for the leadership that you provide. So I'm inviting you, this is a personal invitation to join Confident Woman Lead today and be able to reach your career goals. Our doors are open, and I like to say instead of doors, our arms are open because, again, I am big on community, and we're ready. We're ready to welcome you into our community that will help you celebrate your achievement, help you talk about yourself, help you get past that interview phase, help the people see you, help you see you, and help you show up as the leader that you know you are. Oh, but wait, that's not all. If you join Confident Woman Lead and our $49 membership in the next 48 hours, you will also get an invite to my calendar where you can schedule a one-on-one session with me. So just you and I get to talk about what's going on in your career. How can I help you? What is it that the goal that you want to achieve? What's your objective? So if you want to get promoted, we are going to talk about the next 3 steps you need to do in detail to ensure that you get that promotion as quickly as possible. If you want to grow your side hustle, we'll do the same. If you want to leave corporate America, we can talk about that too, right? So You want to make sure that you sign up in the next 48 hours in order to get that additional benefit. All right. I love you. I look forward to seeing you inside. Have a great rest of your weekend.